NANI?!
Hey guys, it's Mona, and welcome to Otome Monday! Today we're going to be playing Touchstarved. This is a demo, and I'm really excited because it advertised Gothic horror. If that's your guys' thing too, let me know, and let's get into it! Da 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 da! Red Spring Studio. 2023, wow, so this is a new demo. Content warning. Touchstarved is intended for an older audience. It contains mature content that includes, but is not limited to, horror, graphic violence, strong language, alcohol and drug references, injury, and dismemberment. Player discretion is advised. If you accept this content warning, please click to proceed. Alright guys, that warning is very real, so let's get moving. In Touchstarved, your choices matter. Decisions you make may result in unique dialogue, interactions, or even choices in red text, which include exclusive content. Try playing through the demo more than once and choosing different options. You might even uncover a secret ending. And remember, there are no wrong choices, only interesting ones. Choose wisely and save often. Okay, good. There's a rewind button, so sometimes I have the trigger finger. Alright, let's jump in! I'm so excited. I love choose your own adventure games where your choices matter. That's why I loved, the Walking Dead games. Telltale. Man, those were the days. Remember when PewDiePie played that? Choose your pronouns. She, her. This world began to unravel long before you were born. It began with fogfall. Spectral mist bled from the seams where reality wore so thin it split. And from that fog emerged monsters. Inhuman beings with unnatural powers. Some possessed language and intellect. Others were mindless beasts driven by little more than the desire to slaughter. As cities fell and unrest spread, humans united in their fear, while monsters thrived in the chaos. And then there's you. You're not even sure if you're human. You were born cursed, with hands that alter the minds of anyone you touch. Choose your backstory. We get to choose our backstory and everything? Oh, this is so cool. The Unnamed. You were raised as an oracle in a remote temple. The priests claimed your touch bestowed enlightenment, but a visiting mage revealed your curse for what it is. Following the mage's word, you fled in search of the cenobium. You regularly practice unnatural premonitions that rattle your body and soul. An innate sixth sense gives you a heightened awareness of hidden supernatural presences around you. The Hound. You were raised by society's outcasts, criminals who accepted you when nobody else would. Your partner in crime, a friend since childhood, ooh, childhood romance, childhood friend, helped you steal enough money for a cure, then betrayed you. Oh, never mind. They left you with only enough coin to travel to Cenobium, your last hope. You have sharply honed social intuition. You can survive and even thrive in the violent underbelly of any city, using your experience with the underground. Bleh. And the Alchemist. An exiled Cenobian mage took you in as a child, raising you as her apprentice. She seemed to take pity on your curse, but you discovered that she was cultivating you as a test subject. You fled to Cenobium, seeking a cure. You're an experienced spellcaster with encyclopedic knowledge of alchemy, spellcraft, and history. With a little observation, you can identify the subtle effects of magic. Oh gosh. See, this sounds like my D&D character, Cabby. She's a warlock who's also taken in by someone similar, though totally different story. You'll have to tune into my D&D discussion series that's coming out soon to learn more about her. But the Unnamed one sounds so good. I'm gonna go Alchemist. I can't resist a good mage backstory. Your name is Mona. You selected she, her pronouns. Your backstory is the Alchemist. Is this correct? Indeed. Alright, I'm so stoked. Let's get into this. The wasteland stretches as far as the eye can see. There's nothing out here but death, the ever-present stench of decay, and countless sun-bleached bones cast like seeds across the barren land. I could say death doesn't scare me, but to tell the truth, I'm desperate. It's been 2 weeks since I joined a caravan bound across the wastes. Finding a group that would accept me was a trial in itself. As rations grew sparse and my canteen ran dry, I began to despair, and then I saw it. Oh, this art is so pretty. Look at those stylized clouds, too. Oh, I love it. I love a good art style, guys. Iridia, the city of knowledge, one of the last bastions of humanity left in the world and home to the famous academy called the Cenobium. All the world's knowledge gathered in one place. If there's anywhere I'll find a cure for my curse, it's there. Oh, this is so good. All that stands between me and a cure is a final stretch of salt-soaked waste, or so I think, until I see the first tendrils of fog snaking through the wagon. Peekaboo. Is this fogfall? My stomach sinks at the very whisper of it. A silent storm more devastating than fire, dangerous in cities, but a death sentence beyond them. A thick blanket of fog engulfs us, smothering out the lantern's light. The wagon lurches to a stop. An eerie silence heavy as the mist falls over us. The only warning we get is a strangled scream. Stay back! No! The cry dissolves into wet gurgling. Oh my god, that scared me. Then the wagon violently pitches to the side. I hit the ground hard, the air punched from my lungs. When I open my eyes, adrenaline leads sudden, awful clarity to the carnage around me. Ooh, okay, guys. The violence warning is very real in the beginning. If you're uncomfortable with this, turn back now. The very dark souls in nature. I love it. I dig it. A trader I once shared bread with lies face down in the mud, their back reduced to long strings of torn muscle, gleaming gristle, and exposed bone. Bodies litter the wasteland. Whoa! So cool! I try to rise, but my ankle explodes with pain so blinding, white blooms across my vision. Only when my eyes adjust do I see the large, dark shape in front of me. Whoa! Why do I hear boss music? A soulless stoops over the twisted form of Caravaner? I said that right? I freeze, but it swivels its head. A dozen bulging eyes twitch in my direction and blink as one. Ooh! The soulless lets out an ear-splitting shriek and runs at me. But right before it reaches me, the beast barrels past, vanishing into the mist. Distantly, a horse screams in the dark. I need to move, now! Let's do a quick save. Alright. Run for the city, or head towards the wagon? First choice. I feel like running for the city leaves us a little open, so wow, okay. Let's head towards the wagon. I take cover beside the wagon where the air is thickened with greasy smoke. Fire eats through the gaping hole, spluttering where lantern oil mixes with brackish water. Every person I see is dead or dying except one. Oh, All-Mother, forgive our sins. Guide us onto your hearth. We are worthy. A traveler grovels by the flames, their hands clasped above their head in fervent prayer. I glance upwards toward the gauzy lights of Iridia, just visible where the fog runs thinnest. I don't pray, but the sight of the city is all the reminder I need. I came too far to die here. Rapid footsteps echo all around me. I turn in circles, frantically searching the opaque mist for the source, but the fogfall twists and stretches sound. Suddenly, the caravan's driver bursts forth from the fog. Our eyes meet too late. He slams into me, knocking me to the ground, and slips in a patch of mud. The soulless falls on him as soon as he slows. It catches the driver by the throat and rakes his stomach with razor-sharp claws. He comes apart like wet paper, spilling intestines and viscera in a steaming tide. Fighting the urge to heave, I claw frantically through the slippery muck for handhold. Crap! My hand catches on the jagged edge of a rib jutting up from the water. Bandages unfurl around the gouge, torn deep into my palm. The pain is quickly forgotten when a hand closes around my wrist. my god! The first cutie! Look at him! Oh, I love him. I love him already. I have a weakness for the first guys I meet both in games and D&D, so oh my god. Can he stand? The praying traveler leans over me. We need to run. They reach for my hand, and I realize too late that my bandages have come undone. No! Don't touch me! The sensation of their hand brushing the back of my hand sends a shiver down my spine. All it takes is one touch, and in the space of a breath, my curse takes hold. No! He was so cute! Their lips peel back in a deranged grin. No, I've seen his face countless times before. This is my curse, madness of my own making. The grip of my hand tightens until pain radiates from my knuckles. Let me go! Suddenly, clammy hands crush my throat, choking off my breath. Die! Die, 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 die! Spit bubbles at the corners of their mouth and flex my face. The edges of my vision darkens as my lungs scream for air. Oh, I can't scream for help. Fight. My nails gouge deep into the traveler's wrist, but no matter how much blood I draw, they don't flinch. The more I struggle, the tighter their grip grows. My pulse hammers in my ears, slowing with each thundering beat. This can't be happening. I'm going to die, and not because of the fog followed the solace, but because of my own curse. Tears sting my eyes. No, 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 not here. Not like this. Their hands drop from my neck, leaving me wheezing for air. My lungs burn with each ragged cough. My vision clears and the traveler's face takes sharp, hovering inches to a... Wow, I read that wrong. Sorry, guys. My vision clears and the traveler's face takes shape, hovering inches from mine, lips still split in that macabre smile, even as blood seeps between their teeth. They give one last shuddering breath, then slump over the claws hooked through their stomach. Oh, they were so cute. Oh, I'm sorry, baby. The soulless shoves the body aside, and the glowing eyes studying its leathery skin thin as though grinning. There's a flash of claws. Red spill across my vision. I thought there'd be pain, but as I sink into the murky water, all I could feel is the grit of silt filling my mouth, and the icy embrace of shallow water. Distantly, I noticed an arm resting among the crop of reeds. The outcrop of reeds. Mine, neatly severed at the elbow. I should have taken both arms. Without them, maybe I could have survived. Maybe I could have had a home. Instead, I'll die cold, alone, and face down in a desolate wasteland. A fitting end for a monstrosity like me. If this is death, it's not as bad as I feared. The cold is gone, as is this choking stench of bog water. I could drift forever, cocooned in oblivion, until all thought and sensation vanished. No curse, nobody howling at me in madness and terror. Nothing at all. The thought has a terrible appeal to it. But the next moment I take a reflexive breath. Air pours into my lungs, then out again in a ragged gasp. A feeling comes flooding back. Warm cloth on my bare skin, a firm surface underneath me, a strange tang of sulfur in the air. Do not be afraid. Hello! I twist my head toward the voice. Tears flood my bleary vision at the bright glow of lamplight. Try not to move. The voice is calm, steady, and commanding, but more importantly, it's a stranger's voice. One thought cuts through my mental fog. I have no idea who this is, and I'm completely at their mercy. Stay away from me. My words come out in little more than a creaky whisper. I clench my mouth shut, hating how weak and helpless I sound. No. No. Who the hell is this? I'm gonna sit up? No, you know what? He might see that as like an act of aggression. Let's lay that back down. I let myself slump against the thin pillow, wincing when the motion jolts my head. A cooperative patient. Thank you. The words swim in one ear and out the other without much comprehension. I pull the sheet up higher, wiping my eyes until my vision clears. Oh, hello, Dr. Dreamy. How you doing?
Hello, nurse.
The stranger towers over my prone form. Warm light reflects off his pristine medical coat. I instinctively shrink back, and that's when I notice that I'm completely naked, except for a thin linen sheet. Whoops. Naked, lying on a low cot, with a pair of sharp golden eyes watching my every move. The man's gaze flickers to my exposed, unbandaged hands. I plunge my hands under the sheet to hide them from sight, though it's too late. He must have noticed what they look like. Strange. Cursed. Inhuman. I brace myself for his inevitable suspicion and disgust, but his expression doesn't even flicker from that courteous smile. He just watches in placid silence as I struggle to make sense of my surroundings. Where am I? Who are you? Be calm. You're safe here. Whoever this is, he clearly has no idea who or what I am. I've never been safe anywhere with anyone. Even my own mentor, my teacher, thought I was nothing but a convenient specimen to be used and discarded. I scowl, pulling the sheet protectively around myself. Where are my clothes? The man's golden eyes narrow slightly. A sharp sigh rustles the papers in his hand. I see you are not to be dissuaded. Your clothes were torn to shreds when I found you, but I procured replacements. Look at the way he's sitting. That's boss babe energy. With a soft creak, he stands from his chair, giving a better view of my surroundings. I seem to be in some sort of medical clinic. Bottles of silvery alchemical concoctions line the counters in neat rows. This language is way too smart for me. The air makes my nose twitch. A faint whiff of smoke and something distinctly metallic that I can't quite place. Ah! Oh my god. Hottie? Hello? Daddy? Sorry. Daddy? Sorry. Daddy? Sorry. The doctor produces a large, dense bundle of cloth, which he sets at the foot of my cot. He's easily a head taller than most, and I have to crane my neck to look at him. I should be polite if I can, especially if I don't know who this is, what he can do, or what he wants with me. My point exactly. Thank you. You're welcome. I will leave you to get dressed. With a curt nod, he leaves through the narrow door. Those eyes. Let me tell you something. Those eyes are, Alucard energy, and I'm weak to Alucard energy. I hear a soft click as the lock turns behind him. I count to 3 in sudden silence. When I don't hear any more footsteps, I reach for the bundle of clothes. An itch on my elbow stops me short. I reach down absently to rub at it, then freeze when my fingers meet a neat line of stitches. I know what I saw. That beast took my arm clean off. And yet, my arm shows no sign of injury apart from the black stitches poking through my skin. I gingerly flex my fingers, feeling my heart race at the sensation. This is impossible. I should be dead, or at the very least gasping out my last breaths. I squeeze my eyes shut, waiting for the pleasant dream to unravel, to wake up, bleeding out in the swamp. But nothing happens. The seconds tick by, and my arm remains resolutely healed, my surroundings pristine and quiet. In numb disbelief... Belief? Like a goat? In numb disbelief, I reach for the replacement clothes and begin stiffly pulling them on. They're thicker and warmer than mine were, with a black woolen cloak to go with them. But there's one thing still missing. My bandages. The golden-eyed man didn't leave me with any, even though I know he saw my hands. I slide off the bed and take a few unsteady steps towards one of the drawers. If this is indeed a doctor's clinic, there must be bandages somewhere. I start opening drawers at random, and of course, that's when the door swings open once more. Are you looking for something? I whirl around, clutching a thick roll of clean bandages. I try to step back from him, but my legs bump against the edge of the cot. Your caution is understandable, though if I meant you any harm, you would know. That doesn't make me feel better in the slightest. But he makes no move towards me, and so I quickly wind the bandages around my wrists. And hands. Wrists and hands. The glowing scars and mottled skin disappear under a layer of clean white cotton. I clench my jaw. I knew it would only be a matter of time before he asked about my hands, though the way he does is strangely roundabout. I don't want to glare at him. He's just trying to help. And declining to answer... But saying nothing is about the same thing, right? Let's save again, just in case. Let's decline to answer. Well, oh, it's like Telltale! No, it's not Telltale. It's like Fallout 4, where the options say, like, yes, no, no way. And then you pick no way, and it's like, no way! You idiot! I hate you! Go jump into a super mutant's den! Well, that's a very personal question, and I don't really want to answer. Is that so? Surely you realize that I can only help if you tell me what ails you. An involuntary snort of laughter escapes me. Where would I even begin? Would he even believe me if I told him? No. Best to keep my curse to myself for now, and learn more about him first. Who are you? You may call me Curris. And where exactly am I? Iridia, which I assume was your caravan's destination. I can think of nowhere else for a group of travelers to go. Iridia. So I made it to the City of Knowledge after all. I should feel relieved, but all I can manage is a vague sense of increasing unease. How did I end up here? I brought you to my clinic, of course. You were the only survivor of the caravan, barely clinging to life. You needed immediate treatment. Which you provided? Yes. Ah! He's smiling! His smile is so cute! He says it so simply, as if I'm a small child and he's explaining basic addition to me. I frown and flex the fingers on my recently healed arm. Aside from being a bit stiff, it feels fine. Thoroughly attached to me. You're saying that you stitched my arm back on? Pardon? A soulless attacked the caravan. It ripped everyone to shreds. It tore my arm clean off. But when I woke up here, I spent my entire life learning from a Cenobian mage, and I know of no alchemy or magic that could reattach a severed limb. Even if he could somehow heal me by magic, I should detect traces of it, but I sense nothing out of the ordinary at all. The doctor, Curris, pinches the bridge of his nose. He sits back in his chair, quiet for a long time. Information is power, and it is most unwise to give or receive it freely. Since you have refused to divulge your secrets, I will not divulge mine. I don't even know your name. I was just... You are new to Iridia, so I will overlook the specific breach of etiquette. However, you should not expect others to extend the same courtesy. Do you understand? I knew I ragged on the other game for doing this, but he's so cute, I can't help it. He's so cute. He looks pointedly at my freshly bandaged hands. Plus, he's not just some bossy weirdo. I mean, he did ask my name and everything. Loath though I am to admit it, he has a point. I'm also a complete stranger to him, and if he's telling the truth, he saved my life. I take a deep, steadying breath. This time, when I speak, I sound a little more like myself. Mona. My name is Mona. It's a pleasure to meet you, Mona. Oh, don't look at me like that! Don't look at me like that! That's so dangerous! There's a little more warmth in his smile, his polite demeanor back in an instant. Come on, I gotta thank him! I have to thank him! I can't leave this boy hanging! Thank you for saving my life. I chance a smile in return. Even if he won't explain how he did the impossible, there's no doubt in my mind I'd be dead if not for Curtis. Think nothing of it. I'm not sure if he's just being excessively courteous, but his words only raise more urgent questions. But I have to ask, why did you save me? You don't know me. The question seems to startle Curtis. Oh my god, wait. Ah! Look at that face! I'm sorry, I'm simping on Maine right now. I'm simping so hard on Maine. But he's so cute. He looks like a little startled kitty cat. I could hardly leave you to die in the waste. Assisting those in need is the very essence of a doctor's duty. I've never met a doctor who also handed out free clothes. My fingers find the edge of the cloak. There's a subtle but delicately embroidered pattern around the hem. I try not to think about what kind of price Curtis might ask for such well-made clothes. Oh, I suppose not. I'm sorry if I sound even stuffier than before, guys. My cold has gotten a little worse in the evening, so I might sound a little nasally. I hope you can forgive me for that. Forgive my presumption. I've rarely come across so fascinating a patient. Look at his little pursed lips. Oh, whoops. Too busy, Myron. Skip the dialogue. I blink. What did he just say? I simply meant that few would cling to life so resolutely, or brave such a perilous journey to Iridia. I could not help but be curious about you, Mona. His voice drifts to a soft murmur, and he abruptly looks away from me. Baby boy. If you want a kiss, all you gotta do is ask. I mean, yeah, right, Bird? You're pretty curious yourself, honey. You're pretty curious yourself. Am I? Well, I haven't forgotten about my arm. I wiggle my intact fingers at him. Clearly not. But you haven't asked me for any payment either. I require none from you. Travelers do not have an abundance of coin, and it would be unethical to leave you destitute in a strange place. I wish all doctors were like that. I fall silent, unsure what to say to that. Nobody would help a horror like me for free. There has to be some kind of catch or trick, right? A loud knock at the front door stops our conversation cold and spares me from having to say anything else. Duty calls. Unfortunately, you're not my only patient today. The knocking grows more insistent, and Curtis lets out a tired sigh. Please wait your turn. Though he says it quietly, the clamor on the other side of the door abruptly stops. Do you need anything before you leave, Mona? You? Please? Oh, between the soulless attack and my miraculous survival, I'd almost forgotten why I'd come to Radia in the first place. I need directions to the cenobium. The cenobium. The look on his face is downright chilling. He pauses, choosing his words with cold deliberation when he speaks again. Whatever you seek, it's unlikely you will find it there. The cenobium's gates open for precious few visitors. Even if they did, you would not like what you found inside. My heart sinks. Is he saying that I came all this way for nothing? Risked life and limb for nothing? No, that can't be. I've only just arrived and Iridia's the largest city still standing. There has to be a cure for me here. Then if not for the cenobium, where would you suggest? Do you know anyone else in Iridia? I shake my head. Then I suggest a local guide. Head to the wet wick and ask for Leander. Excuse me? The wet what? The wet wick. He sounds deeply unamused. Follow the postings advertising Leander's bloodhounds. They are difficult to miss. And when you meet Leander, tell him I sent you. That isn't much to go on, but Curtis points towards the clinic's back door. You will be safe so long as you do not draw attention to yourself. That's easier said than done. I have always been a magnet for the worst sort of attention. If you require my assistance, you may return whenever you wish. I will be taking you up on that offer, heck yeah. Whoops. Though he's smiling, there's a note of finality in his voice. Resigned to my dismissal, I slip out the back door. That does it for this episode of Touchstarved, guys, but I think next week I'm definitely returning to it. I love this game so far. Oh, it makes me so sad that it's just a demo. Oh, my boy. If you liked seeing me play this game, tune in next week. We're going to explore all the options of Touchstarved, and when we're all done, I'm going to be buying a full version. You can count on that. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, tell me what you think of Curris, and say hello to my bird. I'll talk to you guys later. Goodbye.